breaking news, everyone, because there actually is going to be Dragon Ball Xenoverse free gameplay in this. On the Dragon Ball official website YouTube channel, no joke, they actually did mention that Dragon Ball Xenoverse free gameplay details and mechanics will be revealed coming this June 19th. Now, I'm going to play the official clip for you guys here. Again, it is translated over the YouTube translator, but you can see he actually does say the words, the Dragon Ball Xenoverse free gameplay details and mechanics, June 19th. And he quickly moves on to other information. So let me play the clip for you guys now.
V ジャンプ8月国大号が発売されます。特集はゼノバー3とフュージョンワールドです。ゼノバー3の記事では気になるゲームシステムについて紹介していきます。フュージョンワールドは新たなブースターパック、ストーリーブースター01や第11弾について紹介しています。付録カードはフュージョンワールドのベジットがついてきます。他にもスーパーダイバーズ、レジェンズ、激スクなどゲーム情報に加え、フィギュアやガシャポンなどの最新情報を紹介しています。
Now, despite the information being very short, there is a lot to actually talk about in this, and I know you guys are going to be like, Steve, there's no way, you just want to yap for like an unknown amount of minutes. Like, no, that's not true, okay? I want to explain this real quick. If we're getting Dragon Ball Xenoverse free information in the next 4 days, right, because that's what he basically just said, that means we're just going to get a trailer in between now and the V-Jump scan, right? Because you don't show the gameplay mechanics and gameplay details without showing the gameplay first. And they're not doing that with still images on a book. They're going to release a trailer beforehand, and then we're going to see all of this. Does that make sense to you guys? Is that clear? Is that something that every other Dragon Ball game has done up to this point? Yes, Steve, it is. I can't hear you. Yes, Steve, it is. Exactly. So we're going to be seeing Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 gameplay before we even see the V-Jump scan. That's just a guaranteed fact. And on top of all of that, we know Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3's gameplay showcase is going to be quite meaty, just based on the amount that's going to be shown in the V-Jump scan. A good example is that after mentioning Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3's gameplay mechanics are going to be there, he then quickly talks about Dragon Ball Super, like card game Fusion World. Then he talks about Dragon Ball Genshin Squadra, Dragon Ball Legends, you know, all the other Dragon Ball card game stuff, Super Divers, etc, right? And the reason why I think that's important to bring up is that those are all small Dragon Ball games. They do not take up whole pages by themselves. They are smaller Dragon Ball games. Do you hear that? That means that one Dragon Ball game is now carrying all the information for Dragon Ball on V-Jump. And since they didn't mention Xenoverse 2 or Sparking Zero, despite that getting a DLC release very soon, it makes you wonder how much Xenoverse 3 stuff is going to be shown. Not only is Xenoverse 3 Dragon Ball going to take up a huge section of the Dragon Ball V-Jump page, but that means that its gameplay trailer most likely is going to be quite long too, since there's going to be a heaping ton of information that's going to carry the console side of Dragon Ball news information. Again, no Dokkan Battle, Legends is going to be there, those Super Divers, Genshin Squadra, all of those small-time mobile games, Fusion Card Warriors, stuff like that. Which means the only big Dragon Ball game being showcased is Xenoverse 3, meaning we're going to get a heaping ton of new information. Now, again, we might not exactly get a trailer as soon as possible. I'd be actually shocked if they don't release a trailer based on the tease that they're giving right now. But the gameplay screenshots alone in Dragon Ball V-Jump are going to be crazy. And remember, this is all in the coming days. This is all in less than half a week. Now, I do want to point out that there's a good chance that they'll probably only show one match of Xenoverse 3 gameplay with maybe some like detailing going over it, because I do want to remind you guys that this is not like the Budokai Tenkaichi series. It's not going to be like the Sparking Zero one, where if we just look at raw gameplay of Sparking Zero, we can go, oh, it's that mechanic from Tenkaichi 3, and oh, it's this feature and it's that feature. Like Xenoverse 3 is, again, it just looks to be a massive overhaul work on Xenoverse 2. Like, it doesn't look like it's going to even resemble Xenoverse 1 or 2 at all at this rate. So I wouldn't be surprised if they spend most of the time kind of just explaining how the game works rather than showing actual core gameplay of it. Again, kind of like the Sparking Zero gameplay showcase, where most of it is a guy talking rather than actual, like, oh, watch like actual like 12 minutes, 13 minutes of uninterrupted gameplay. It'll probably be more like 5 minutes of gameplay with like a lot of like detailing and explanation and breakdown of mechanics and promises of future mechanics being expanded in the game's future, like what, you know, when it releases and in upcoming trailers, etc. Kind of like how they did for Sparking Zero, where the first gameplay showcase is not exactly the full package of what the game's going to look like. Again, the aura effects for Super Saiyan Blue are different, the Beam Clash visuals are different from the actual full release, and then even then, the Beam Clash effects got changed even more after the game released. But you know what I mean, Xenoverse 3 could easily go under the same thing, where it doesn't just show its whole hand off rip, which would make the most sense. It's probably not going to show its whole hand off rip. They're going to want to tease and allude to greater things being in the future, obviously. But again, Xenoverse 2 doesn't have the same issue as Tenkaichi 3, where the game didn't come out like it at an honestly like just absolutely eldritch time. So trying to recreate the gameplay features from Tenkaichi 3 to Sparking Zero, despite the console generation gap, is really, really difficult. If there's anything they want to recreate from Xenoverse 1 and 2, it's kind of in recent memory. So that, and especially because the dev team has been, again, still working on Xenoverse 2 for those many years, unlike Tenkaichi 3, where after they were, posted the game, and they were like, okay, I guess that's all done now, and then, they just move on to like different projects like Raging Blast. Like, I do imagine the first thing we'll probably see is John 1000 gameplay, because then this is not Sparking Zero. They're not going to show Goku and Vegeta beating each other up for the millionth time with amazing graphics and all the gameplay features. I imagine we'll probably see an early teaser to one of the early parallel quests, or maybe even just a small fight between Brett and the CAC of the game, because obviously, again, Brett's the only other character we know in the game pretty much. I don't think they'll show Gamma 1 or anything like that, and they probably won't show any big major villains. They might show those weird enemies we saw in the first trailer, the one where John is dancing around, he's doing all the different combos, he's referencing other Dragon Ball characters' attacks. We'll probably see a Super Saiyan activation, the super attack system, because they're obviously going to have to bring up the menu to fire the super attacks, just like in Xenoverse 1, just like in Xenoverse 2. And something that Sparking Zero also takes inspiration from is that they do show the entire super attack list when you're getting ready to do one, which the Tenkaichi games didn't do. Sparking Zero also did take that from Xenoverse, so I wouldn't be surprised if Xenoverse 3's super attack menu looks kind of similar to Sparking Zero's. We'll probably see something along those lines as well when they're showcasing the super attacks and the ultimate attacks. And oh my god, just like Xenoverse, they're probably going to expand the number of super attacks and ultimate attacks. Since Xenoverse 1, we've always had 4 super attacks and 2 ultimate attacks, but since we know that the charge button is going to become universal, again, they made the charge button universal for all the newer transformations of Xenoverse 2, and in games like Dragon Ball The Breakers, you just have multiple super attack options with multiple slots on multiple characters, and there's no weird charge button just to do anything, right? The only time you have to charge is to just transform into your Dragon Change, and that's it. But I don't think Xenoverse 3 is going to waste time with, character, like, mechanics and all that stuff. It's not going to waste time showing stuff that we've already seen a million times. They're definitely going to want to flex all the new changes from 2 to 3. And I think one of the best ways to show that is that they're probably going to show the multiple different ways you could transform, because again, if we don't get the same gameplay trailer we had with Xenoverse 2, where they just flex Super Saiyan 3 at the end for a really hype moment, we'll probably get something like, I don't know, John goes from Super Saiyan 1 to 2, and we see him jump straight to God or Blue, and then we get to all see the spiked up hair mechanics as well, because don't forget, in the original trailer, when he went Super Saiyan, his hair changed, and they're not going to forget that, alright? Because with Xenoverse 1 and 2, they had the protagonist have spiky hair off-rip, because they knew they didn't want to model or animate the hair actually spiking up itself. But for Xenoverse 3, the main character's hair is down, because, hey, now if you're confident in having the character's hairs actually spike up, and I think that's very cool, obviously. It's very bold of Bandai to do, because again, it's just a direct admission to, hey, we're actually going to commit to making all of the hair spike up, and that's great, because again, Dragon Ball The Breakers did this, and Dragon Ball The Breakers, I don't want to keep hammering it down a million times, but Dragon Ball The Breakers is the original Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3. There's just too much that goes into this. I'm not going to explain it for the millionth time. You're just going to have to take my word on it. So, yeah. And since it's an early gameplay tease, I'm gonna be honest, I don't expect to see any of the other races there. I do just expect to see Saiyans. Again, a great example is when they showed Sparking Zero early, they only showed Goku and Vegeta punching each other. I do expect them to just do a quick gameplay showcase, maybe a 5-minute match of, what it looks like when 2 Xenoverse 3 characters fight each other. Probably Brett and John just beating each other up, maybe in the grand scape of Conton City, or somewhere in the Wastelands, because that's Dragon Ball's favorite combat location. But I don't expect to see Namekians or Freezers or Margins, unless if it's a part of a bigger trailer and not just a core gameplay showcase. If it's anything core gameplay, they're going to stick with Saiyans. Saiyans are the easiest, safest bet, because everyone loves Saiyans. Saiyans are the main race of Dragon Ball. It's just the simple thing to do. But if they do a big gameplay trailer, I expect to see Namekians going like Power, Potential Unleashed, Orange form, Freezer's doing like extra transformation stuff. Maybe Margins have access to the wizard form that they have in the Dragon Ball Online saga, which again this game takes place in, because it takes place in the Age 1000. But it's just so much that they could show in any gameplay trailer of this game, and in the gameplay showcase especially. I really want to see what they have to show off, because as a guy who's been no-lifing Xenoverse for 10 years, any gameplay showcase they put out, I'll be able to easily just like steal and download every drop of information that happens in it, and I could easily like unravel like every drop that they show to be like, oh, so in the game this is going to happen and this is going to happen, and maybe this was going to happen, and oh, the super attack menu looks like this, so because of the super attack menu looking like this, I know this, oh, like dude, I can't wait to nerd out over whatever they show. But I think this is probably a good place to end the video, actually, because I'm going to go insane if I just keep, this video is going to be like 100 minutes long if I just keep talking, right? So I think that's a great place to end the video. I do hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, obviously again, please leave a like on the video, don't forget to subscribe, as it greatly supports the channel, and leave a comment down below as to what you'd like to see next, fellas. Again, I do love you all. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time, gang. Take care, and peace. Bye-bye.